You have no idea what's possible.
Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of the MediaMandem YouTube channel. I don't know what you're thinking. Didn't you just do this video last week or the week before? And the answer is yes and no. We did look at Thor in the lens of the road to Doomsday, the build up to Doomsday, but just a slight revision, if you will, of that video. Rather than just looking at Thor 1, now looking at Thor as a character, and how he's developed and how that will then lead to the character that we see, the version of the character that we see in Doomsday. So jumping straight into it, I really like kind of across his entire character arc in the MCU, how he kind of began as this kind of arrogant prince. He was an arrogant prince, but he had the power to kind of back it up. And as we saw through Thor 1 and mostly Thor 1, how he had to be then proven that he was worthy of Mjolnir, of the power that he possessed at that point. And it changed, of course, our perspective, but also his approach to things. That he wasn't just, let's just jump in there and throw hammers at stuff and, be this kind of headstrong, arrogant warrior. But instead it was more that, no, you have to earn being that hero, being that warrior now. And that's essentially what that first film was all about, wasn't it? And that, I think, was really, really cool. And it continues to kind of seep into his character going forward as well. And I think that across that film, going into then Avengers 1, and we then see it through Age of Ultron, Dark World, and Ragnarok, is Thor loses a lot. Like, he not necessarily in terms of fighting, but in terms of things that are important to him, things that are dear to him. In Thor 1, he loses Mjolnir, and he has to earn it back. He loses his place in Asgard until he has to earn it back. And that in that film, that's what was important to him, his place. The pride of being, the Odin son, of being the next in line to be king of Asgard. And it's like, yeah, bro, I'm the guy in it. Like, you know how it go. And then it's only in Dark World we really see what changes him is when he loses, and you should have seen these films already by now. If you haven't, spoilers ahead, I guess. When he loses his mother in Dark World, and you're like, oh, okay, like this is different. Like this is like serious. This is serious now. And yeah, you feel that weight of the loss that he has. And it shows you the dynamic that he had with his mother, that she kind of saw all this wonderful potential in him, as mothers often do. And she encourages him to be the best kind of version of himself that he can be. And she loves him unconditionally and all those things. And she's like his biggest fan, his best supporter. As, once again, good mothers often are. And he then loses that. And you're like, oh no, like that's really sad. And then seeing how he continues still to try and be the best version of himself that he can be, the best hero that he can be, and learning how to help others, which is a good sign of leadership, through that particular film. And then we see it happen again, but on a bigger scale, in Ragnarok, where he loses Asgard, his dad, and Mjolnir, all in one fell swoop, in quick succession. When he has his initial confrontation with Hela, and she's like, yeah, bro, like, you're not that guy in it. And he's like, I think I might be, because at that point he's proven himself to be quite powerful. And she's like, yeah, but like, not really, bro. Mash him up in 1-2-1-2, dash him into the next ends, and that, throwing him through like, what was it, like a portal wormhole thing. So no more Asgard, no more Mjolnir. And he was like, oh, I have to depend on other things now, on myself, on other skills I have to build up. And it showed that he became more than just the guy with the hammer, which is part of what that film was all about, was showing that Thor was more than Mjolnir and more than just the Prince of Asgard. He was also a guy who was trying his best to understand what it means to become a leader and a good friend as well. As we see, he has this ragtag squad on in Ragnarok that he kind of builds through meeting up with Hulk again and seeing Loki again and Valkyrie, and he's their leader. So he's, you know, we have to get off this place, we have to get back to Asgard, have to save, you know, have to save Asgard from Hela, you know, doing all the madness and that, and you know how it go, like we've got to fix it. And he learns responsibility. He's learning about, like I said before, the burden of leadership and how to be a better protector, not just for himself, not just for Earth, but also for Asgard as well. And it shows him that you can't just be loyal to one place, because he was gone from Asgard for so long. When he came back, it was like, oh, like everything's changed, and he's like, oh, like what's going on here? Like everything's different. And it showed that he's a dual citizen in a way. You can be the hero of Earth, and he is one of Earth's mightiest heroes, no doubt about it, but you're also the Prince of Asgard. You've got responsibilities here, and when you neglect one, the other will suffer. And he was learning that through the entire art, well, the entire film of Ragnarok, really, learning that yes, he was away for so long, and Hulk was in another part of the universe and he didn't know. He was away from Earth for not that long, but when he comes back in Infinity War, loads of stuff has changed, and it's just shown that he's someone who's gonna have to be all over the shop, simply just because of the kind of person that he is, essentially being now at the end of Ragnarok, which was really nice, becomes the king of Asgard. But it's interesting because it's like there is no Asgard to be king of, but simply through succession you're the king now. And it's like, oh, okay, I guess I'm even more of a leader now, because it used to just be this little ragtag team I was helping to get off that place that you know we were stuck on, and now I'm like a king of an entire nation. Like this is a big difference. But you then begin to see the humility in him by the end of Ragnarok, because he goes, you know, I want to be the best kind of king I can be, and that means not holding on to or being power hungry. He gives up that power in order for him to be able to continue to do what he does best, which is help as many people as possible by being Thor, the Odin son, the Avenger. That way he can help Asgardians and he can help humans as well. Rather than sitting on a throne all day, he can be where he needs to be, helping people, which is really nice. And I think Ragnarok also, which is why one of the reasons why I love that film so much, one of the things I think was really cool that it introduced was this idea, or it's not even an idea, it's the fact that Thor is more than just Mjolnir. Mjolnir is awesome, you know, and the way he uses it in Ragnarok is quite cool, but it's simply an extension of his power. It's not his power itself. And there's a great scene in Ragnarok where he's getting beaten up by Hela again, and it's like, this ain't good, bro, I'm getting absolutely cooked, bro. And he starts seeing, I want to, as you always do when you're getting broke up in these kind of films, you get that vision from the top tier sensei. In this regard, it'll be his dad, and his dad like, listen, bro, you know, the god of hammers, my G, you know, god of thunder and lightning, bro. And he's like, you're right, you know. He start channeling some tasty lightning, bro. And I forgot what the song is, but this really good rock song starts playing. I think it's AC/DC. I think. Don't quote me. I should have checked that before I wrote this script. But the scene on the Bifrost, basically on the bridge, where he then's like, he just starts going ham, and you're like, at this point, it's certified Thor is the strongest Avenger, because he starts calling lightning like it's no one's business, straight in the hands. He starts bracking up everybody. You're like, this guy's so goated, like it's so sensational. With one eyeball, he start killing everybody. I was like, it's over. And even Hela was like, I think I'm cooked. He's like, you are absolutely cooked. You're right, bro. Cooked everybody. I was like, that scene was so tasty. But it showed there was even more of a mentality growth in Thor's thinking, because he doubted. He was unsure because he's like, oh, but you know, Mjolnir's gone. It was destroyed by Hela. Like, how can I fight her now? How can I win? Like, that's what gives me the strength, the ability to be able to be the hero that I am. And his dad was like, bro, you got to fact check that, Maggie, because you're wrong. And he was learning, which of course again is a demonstration of Thor's humility here, that he's willing to listen and he was willing to learn, and to grow and to progress. You need to do those things, which is something that was limiting him in Thor 1, but he's learned through the rest of the films and the rest of the MCU, to the point where his dad is giving him almost one last lesson, and like, listen, you're not, the hammer isn't you, It doesn't make you who you are. It extends what you've already got. It's inside you. It's in your heart. It's in your mind. You just need to channel it, and you don't always need Mjolnir to do that. Which is really, really cool, because then we get that amazing scene like I mentioned before, where he just starts mashing up everybody, and it's like, it's so tasty, so top tier, so nicey, so nicey. So where do we go to next? I think a really nice demonstration of a more emotional side of the MCU is seen through Thor's character, specifically things like grief, failure, but also redemption. And I think that was particularly shown in Infinity War and Endgame for him. His initial introduction, shall we say, to Thanos is absolutely devastating for him and for, once again, people he's close to. He loses his best friend and his brother in quick succession, and then his people, and he's like, what do I even have left? Like, he came on the ship, mashed up my guy Heimdall, and then my bro was like, listen, bro, I got this, man. When they on too tricky on him, like, see what happened. And then Thanos was like, listen, bro, your neck's looking a little bit pinched there, bro. Let's squeeze it in real tight. And then Loco was like, oh no, bro, my neck is feeling tight, bro. And he died. And then Thor was like, bro, I'm cooked, man. It's over for me. Obviously, he didn't say I'm cooked, it's over for me. But yeah, he had a lot of great loss straight away. And he's then shown some very human responses to grief and to loss. He becomes really guilt-ridden. He has loads of self-doubt. He's depressed, and showing a vulnerability that you don't see much in superhero films, really. And I think that's a very good demonstration of a character who is, even though he's not human, he's very human-esque in his approach to things. His thoughts and his feelings, which is why in Infinity War, when he gets the chance to create the new hammer, he creates Stormbreaker, and he's like, this could be my shot, to avenge those people that I've lost. That was a pun very much intended, but also for me to be able to shed these feelings I have. This is the best way I can do that, by doing what I do best, which is helping and also protecting, but also defeating the bad person in front of me. And I think that's a really nice kind of element, which is, of course, we know that great scene from Infinity War where he turns up and is like, bring me Thanos in Wakanda, and you're like, bro, Thor is so this guy, bro, this guy, too elite. But of course, we know what happens at the end of Infinity War. Thanos was like, listen, bro, you should have gone for the head, my G. And Thor didn't. So we, of course, still have more of a character arc for him in Endgame. And I think his return in Endgame is a very interesting one, because he came so hard body in Infinity War. He turned up and was like, gotta mash up everybody. You were like, it's so tasty. When he's summoning the Bifrost himself now, and like, then he just started dashing Stormbreaker around, and all the lightning was just getting him multi-kills, like multi-kill. He was absolutely mashing up the field. And then he did that really cool thing that we see a call back to in the Avengers Doomsday trailer, where he did that jumping pummel strike into the ground, and all the ground cracked with the lightning in it. You're like, this guy is he's too elite, bro. He's too elite. So when he came to fight Thanos, you were like, Thanos is cooked, bro. He dashed Stormbreaker 1-2, chesty. He was like, oh no, bro. I think I might actually, let me just use this Infinity Gauntlet quick, and then he ran away. So then we see Thanos's escape has then also affected Thor's feelings once again, because in Endgame, the depression is back, the kind of regret, the guilt is back again. He's like, I couldn't save them. Thanos won. He got rid of half of the universe. I had a shot at taking him out, and I held back. I didn't do it the way I should have done it, and now he succeeded. And rather than remaining in that pit of depression and guilt and self-doubt, we see the true character, the true metal of his character, because he gets up and goes, you know what? Okay, I look at our shape. Not mentally and physically not in the best shape I've been in, but we're gonna try. I'm gonna try. And we see what he does at the outset of an Endgame when they do fight Thanos. He's like, I'm not holding back. I'm not gonna make that same mistake again. Go straight for the head. But then even when they fight him at the end again, Thor's going all in. He's not like, okay, I've got to like test out. He got no, straight dual wielding Stormbreaker and Mjolnir at the same time. Got to mash this man up. I can't hold back. And I think that's a wonderful demonstration of a character who's remembering, even if we as an audience aren't remembering, all of the things that have happened to him before in all the MCU films have built up and have created a character who is now, I can't mess about. I can't be that guy who was, oh, because I'm the king, I'm the prince of Asgard, or because I'm Asgardian, because I'm the Odin son, like, I can just mash up everybody, and like, you're supposed to lose to me. He's experienced the loss, the grief, the reality that there are people out there who can win over him, who can beat him, who can have him worried, have him feel like, oh no, actually I might not be able to win this. So I can't afford to pull my punches. I have to go all in. And I think that's one of the big things we're going to see in Doomsday. We've already seen it in the trailer. And based on what he said, it's like, listen, I've fought people who are mad powerful. And like, this man is worrying me. Because like, I tried to dash Stormbreaker in his head top and that. And man stopped it. I'm like, we should be worried about that. Instead of thinking, oh, well, he's just some weird guy in a green cloak, I'll keep throwing my hammer at him. He's like, no, we need to figure out how this guy's able to do these things. He's thinking more as a leader would of an army than one of the grunts who just runs in thinking he's going to be the one who wins the war for everybody. I love that kind of character progression for Thor here, and I think it works really well for his character. I mean, I think that's what's given him purpose now. There's all the things that have happened to him from Thor 1 all the way even up to Love and Thunder. It's given him a sense of purpose, a sense of vulnerability, and a sense of he's more than just the heavy hitter in the Avengers now. He's also one of the characters who could be a leader in any Avengers team. Because it's funny, Thor is so powerful, but very rarely in any Avengers comic is he a leader of a team. He's always the guy who's like, he will be the tank. He's the guy who comes in and is like, tell me where to throw my hammer. Tell me what to hit. Tell me who to hit and how hard. But we're seeing a slightly different dynamic for him here in Doomsday, and I'm all for it. None of that stupid nonsense, the silly kind of tone he had in Love and Thunder where it's like, I can't take this man seriously. After we'd done all this work to build him up into being a serious OP Avenger, we just made him seem kind of stupid in Love and Thunder, which I wasn't a fan of. But I'm glad we've gone back to serious, locked in Thor for Doomsday. And that's definitely one of the things I'm looking forward to seeing more of. Seeing how he leads this kind of hodgepodge multiversal team. What will happen to him at the end? I really hope he doesn't get done in, but you never know. I mean, they did in Spider-Man in Infinity War. Iron Man got taken out at the end of Endgame. Black Widow got done in. So, you know, no one's truly safe, but we shall see what happens. So, you stuck with me somehow through my absolutely random ramblings about Thor and his place in the MCU and where I see him heading for Doomsday. Have you seen the new Doomsday trailer yet? Let me know what you think in the comments. Share, like, and subscribe and all of that stuff. And hopefully, this video wasn't too much of a snore fest for you. I mean, I try not to make it snory fest. Hopefully it wasn't that for you. And yeah, until the next video, I'll see you later. Bye.